Alright. Come, Winnie. Winnie, Winnie, Winnie. Hey. What? Winnie. Winnie. How about we do this? I'm gonna put this here. You wanna lie down? Okay. There you go. Good girl. That was a smart idea. All right. Give it a minute. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Meet the Dog. I'm Chris, and with me today, facing the opposite direction of the camera, is Wini. Wini is from the Poppins litter, born back last April, so she'll be turning a year-old soon. Her parents are Trip and Capri, same parents as the Christmas litter. She eats 3 times a day, 2.5 cups breakfast and dinner, 2 cups lunch, so 7 cups total. She's doing pretty well in her training. She's doing well with her pace, her unders. Seems like she's a bit distracted. I saw a note about her recall being a little hit or miss. Her recall has definitely improved a lot in recent months, I would say. There was definitely a period of time where she was not recalling very well, but she has definitely been on the up and up with that. But generally, it seems like she's doing pretty well in her training. She, of course, is one of the Merles of the litter. I always used to tell her apart because she has like this little eyeshadow thing going on, which I think is very pretty. Absolutely love it. She's a bit of a shy girl, a little quirky, but a real sweetheart. Real sweetheart. So I'm gonna open it up to questions about Miss Winnie. I'll try to think of some things in the meantime. Right now, she's on the Puppy Hillside kennel. She's right smack between her brothers Alfred and Bert. What else? She gets along pretty well with whoever we put her with. She's a bit on the more submissive side, so she doesn't always do super well with the more rough boys. That like Bert or sometimes Gauze. She can definitely keep up with them, but she's not really a huge fan of it. She also gets along very well with Emma. I tried her and Emma a couple times, and they do very well together. She loves Emma. Emma tolerates her. It's kind of her reaction to most dogs younger than her. She just kind of tolerates them. But they do get along very well. I'm very glad for that. I have high hopes for Winnie being able to get along with other girls. Isn't that right? Yeah. Do you want to lie down? You want to lie down? I pulled this over here so you can lie down. Hi. Hello. Yes, you're a very good girl. You want to lie down? Winnie. Winnie. Come on. Come here. Lie down. Yeah, come on. No. No, you want to wander? You want to wander? That's fine. Okay. You're a little nervous about being back in here. That's fine. Oh, do you see Emma? Huh? Did you see Emma? Good girl. Winnie was always one of my favorites. I love Merles, and she's very pretty. So she was always one of my favorites right from the get-go. Is that a little bird? Good girl. Any questions about Miss Winnie? Ooh, that was a smelly bird. Oh man. Did not love that. Barb V asks, what is something you love about Winnie? I mentioned it earlier, but I love how she has this little eyeshadow thing going on with her spots, and I think it's very, very pretty. She's always had it too. It was how I used to tell her apart from the other dogs in the Poppins litter was her little eyeshadow. I've always loved that about her. It's very striking. There you go. Good girl. Now you're getting settled. Now you're getting settled. Got some old crusty fur in the back of your neck here. You know, give you a brush. Give you a brushing. Crafty asks, what type of recipient do you think she would be the best match for? Honestly, I think with her, it's a bit early to tell. I know sometimes I get this question for the Poppins litter. It's early to tell, but I can kind of give an answer with her. With her, she's definitely still growing, and we really got to see how her personality pans out, because right now she's in her very quirky stage, where she's starting to get some weird habits, which might work themselves out, might not, might need some training. We'll see how it goes. Nothing debilitating or bad, just that was a little weird. Why do you do that? So right now, it's really got to be a wait and see to see what kind of works itself out, what we have to train, and once we get a better hang on her, then we're definitely really gonna get an idea of who she's a good recipient for. But for her, I would say it's definitely a bit too early. She, especially even with growing physically, she could get another growth spurt. Yeah, she's still got a good year of growing upwards. So, I mean, she might end up being one of the smaller ones in the litter, but she could get another growth spurt. At which point, she probably might end up being good for someone on the taller side, but. We will see. We will definitely have to wait and see on the what kind of recipient she'll be good for. Hi. Yeah, we're talking about you today. Barb V asks, does Wini ever get into any mischief? Yes. I had mentioned she's been a little quirky. One of those quirks is, this one has kind of mellowed out a little bit, but there was a period of time of whenever we were locking them in for the night, she would run outside and basically refuse to come back in. And so I would consistently, every time I was closing with her, have to lock the door behind her, go outside, bring her around back into her kennel. And it wasn't like she was avoiding being locked in, because when I went to go leash her up, she wasn't trying to avoid me. She came right up to me, tail wagging, and it's like, okay, you're just doing this for the attention, huh? So she used to do that. Thankfully, she's really. I don't think she's done that in a while. I haven't had to go retrieve her in a very long time, so that's evened itself out. Thankfully, I think that was really the most she ever got into as far as mischief goes, is just giving us a hard time when we're locking her in. Crafty asks, how is she on trips? I don't think she's been on any overnights yet. Her stay should be coming up, so we'll get she'll be having that for the first time soon. I don't think she's been on any overnights yet, so that's going to be we will see with that. And Barb V, what is her favorite thing to do? I'm going to go with play. The Poppins litter can really be broken down into the two litters, the one that loves to eat, the ones that loves to play. She's one of the ones that loves to play. She's not much of a big eater. I think if we gave her the option of going outside or eating, she would probably choose going out to play. So definitely that would probably be her favorite thing, I would say, is just going out, playing, running around. Yeah. Yeah, you're doing very well. Doing very well. Thank you for finally settling down. I wish you would face the camera, but you know what? I really gotta pick my battles. I really gotta pick my battles sometimes. Gonna give it a few more minutes for any other questions. Yes, that's very good. Huh? RVS, has she changed a lot as she's gotten older? That's a good question. Honestly, not too much. She's definitely gone through all the standard puppy phases of absolutely rambunctious, mellowing out, never wanting to listen, finally starting to listen. But she's kind of always been one of the more mellow of the bunch, I feel. You know, you got your spicy girls like Poppins and Pearly. Wini was definitely one of the more slower paced dogs. And that really hasn't changed all that much. I know back when she was still a pup and over here, and then even when we were just first bringing her to the barn, she was always the last one to finish eating. And that still kind of holds true. She's still, I would say, of all the Poppins dogs, all the pups, she's still the slowest eater. She has definitely picked up recently. She's going a bit faster now. But I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we had a day where I think we were able to feed her and 3 of her brothers basically at the same time, because what would happen is we would feed her and let one of her brothers out. They would finish. We'd bring them, kennel them back up, send another one out. They would finish. They'd come back, kennel them up, and then send the 3rd brother out. They would finish. Then she would finally finish. She's picked it up, so it's not that bad now. But we can still usually get, if we're not using the slow feeder, we could get, I would say, 2 boys done while she is also feeding. Back then when she was still a pup and we had them all at the placed feeders, the black ones that you place down, and all there's like I think it's 3 rows on each side. And the times that I helped out feeding, we would have to if I was on the feeder with her, we'd very specifically have to put my hands over her head like that, because all of her brothers and sisters would be trying to get in and eat her food while she's trying to finish. So she hasn't changed all that much, but we will see if we see any big changes in her in the coming months and year. I'm going to go through these last few questions and then we're going to wrap up. Crafty asks, any preferences or dislikes for food? Not particularly. She isn't the most food motivated of the litter. Actually, she just kind of got through a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a full-on hunger strike, because it's not like she was refusing to eat. But I mentioned where she was eating very slowly and just really just not super interested in the food. Not refusing it by any means, but just kind of like it took a little bit to get her going, and then she would finally start. And then, as I said, it would take a while. So I think when it comes to her with food, she's kind of a take it or leave it kind of gal. Barbie says she's beautiful from any direction. Thank you, she really is. And now she's facing the camera, so there we go. She only waited until the very, very end. Crafty asks, how is she in the snow? Loves the snow. The Poppins litter, they all love the snow, and she is no exception. She really enjoys it. What would Winnie like to say to you right now? I think she wants to go back to her kennel. She seems a little out of it. She's had a good day of playing, so I think she probably wants to get going. Or she wants me to leave her alone so she can nap. Honestly, I think either way. I think they kind of go hand in hand, huh? Refresh it one last time, see if we got any last minute comments, and then we'll wrap up there. Excuse me. All right, that looks like it's it. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back next week with another dog. Until then, everybody take care. Yeah, you did very well today. Good girl. And now you're all comfy, and now I'm going to make you get up. Because I'm awful. I'm cruel, aren't I? I'm the worst. Oh, I'm so cruel. I'm a true taskmaster.